I hate the kitchen cabinets, Carlos. They are so ugly. The home inspector said that there are termites in the house. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We can change the kitchen cabinets, and those termites, we'll get rid of them. I promise you that.
Home renovations can be a very intricate and intimidating process, but it doesn't have to be when you work with me. It's completely normal to be afraid of the unknown. Working with me, you get access to my entire team of contractors, electricians, painters, plumbers, carpenters, whatever it is that you need, I got it. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, my team will take care of you. I have worked in countless renovation projects, and I am excited to work with you and bring all your projects to life and fulfill all your real estate needs.
In this video, I'm going to give you the pros and cons about purchasing and selling a house that needs renovation. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, it's very important that you understand both sides in order for you to understand your collaborating party. I'm going to try to simplify this video as much as possible, and let me just say this. Whoever gets to do the renovation is probably going to be rewarded, and rightfully so. Okay, so let's start with the sellers. What are the benefits of fixing up your house before you put it on the market? Well, let me ask you this. If you're gonna put your house on the market, well, you wanna sell it for top dollar and give it as much money as possible? Yeah, probably, right? It's going to be imperative that we address any problems that the house has before we put it on the market. One of the most challenging parts about my job is that sometimes my clients, they struggle understanding how important this actually is. There's another aspect about home renovation that is also called depersonalizing your home. And that it means sometimes if the house is painted a certain color, we might have to redo it and choose a different color that is a little more neutral and more trendy. Depersonalizing is it can actually be quite challenging because sometimes if I see, think about this. This is what I do every single day. I am going to houses and I'm seeing what's trendy and I'm seeing what it's selling. So if I give you some suggestions, it's because I'm acting in the best of your interest. Sometimes what I actually do when I have challenges explaining to my clients if something needs to be changed, what I actually do, I have in my office, we are over 400 agents, and when I have a challenge, helping my clients seeing something that needs to be changed, where I create a survey and I ask some of my other colleagues, hey, what do you think about this? So I can show my clients with data that maybe that beautiful avocado wall needs to be repainted to a different color. Believe me, I don't want to tell you that your beautiful avocado wall that you love so much, I don't want to tell you that we need to change it if you love it so much. But the thing is, think about it this way. If you have a friend or a family member and they see you that you're jumping off a cliff, what do you think your family member or your friend is gonna do? They're gonna try to stop you. They don't want you to jump and they don't want you to die. And in the same way, it is my job to protect you in your best interest. And if I'm telling you this, it's because it is in your best interest. Let me just share with you a story. This is not a good one, unfortunately, because before I actually put this house on the market, I explained to my client that certain things needed to be changed. There was a door that needed to be painted a different color because it was a very personalized color. Then also in the backyard really needed some TLC. And also, even after we went on the market, I kept getting feedback about that backyard and how the backyard needed some TLC and how the future buyers, they just would have loved that the backyard would have had some more TLC. Okay, so now let's talk about the cons, and let's just say that you decide to leave the avocado walls, you decide to leave the beautiful rainbow door, and you decide to leave the backyard as it is. Now, what are the consequences? What is gonna happen? Ah, my goodness. Well, let me tell you, it's not gonna be pretty because think about it. We are in a very competitive market, and even though things are a little bit slower right now at this very moment, there's always going to be more houses, and buyers always want houses that are turnkey, meaning that once you move in the house, you don't need to do absolutely anything. So how is that going to affect you? If the house is actually left as it is, you might still be able to sell it and get an offer quick, but we might have to adjust your expectations because Think about it this way. If we compare it to a different house that is fully fixed up and is turnkey, what's going to end up happening is that probably if there's another house in the market, somebody else might decide to go and purchase that house instead of your house. And if the house needs a lot of work, there are some chances that your house will end up staying on the market for a long time. And once you actually do get an offer, it's probably going to be a very, very low offer, and you're going to be thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. But don't get me wrong, I'm an optimist and I am a very, very positive person. But, okay, the other thing that we can do is that we can cross some fingers, we can pray, and hope that we might actually get a really good offer if we leave the house as it is. And who knows, it might happen. I don't think you want to pray and hope when you're talking about losing thousands of dollars. So if you want to play it safe instead,
you can rely on my team and our expertise in years of experience. We can renovate your house and significantly increase your chances of setting you up on the path to successfully sell your house for top dollar.
Moving on. Now, let's talk about the pros and the cons about purchasing a house that needs renovation. If you're a buyer, after everything we just covered, now you understand what's going to happen when the seller puts a property on the market that needs home renovation. You actually have to make sure that you're working with the right agent and that the agent understands what it's going to take to renovate that house that you're interested in purchasing. There are going to be two different scenarios, and it's going to be your choice how you leverage all the information that I just shared with you in regards to the sellers. So, what are those possible scenarios? One is going to be that probably if you're looking at a house that needs renovation, you're going to leverage that information to get yourself a good deal because you deserve to be compensated for your time, money, and effort. You cannot let yourself drive by emotion, and you have to address how much money, how much effort it's going to take to do all of those repairs and all of that renovation before you purchase the house, because the last thing that you want is purchase a house that needs a ton of work and you weren't even aware of it. And not just that, keep in mind that if you decide to submit an offer on a property that needs a lot of work because maybe there is a low inventory, like in Corte Madera right now, where I have a client and there's currently only 2 properties in the entire city. I know. The other challenges that you're going to face with a house that needs work is that if the house needs some major repairs, once you get your offer accepted, the bank is going to send an appraiser, and the appraiser calls out some major repairs. You're going to have to address those repairs before the bank actually approves the loan. And if you cannot get the loan approved, then you can't get the loan, you can't get the house. So those are some of the other things that you got to keep in mind. There are some other resources that would be able to help you get the house if you really, really want it, getting a different type of financing, but it's going to be more expensive with a higher interest rate. And if that is something that you're interested in, I will be happy to help you out with that. But there are a lot of challenges with those loans. My recommendation to my clients is that if they're looking at a house that maybe needs just a tiny little bit of work, okay, this is kind of a gray area, and it can be kind of very confusing for my clients, because if maybe they're looking at a house but there are certain features that they don't like maybe they don't like the color of the walls, maybe they don't like the fact that the house has carpet, and maybe the seller had a dog and the house smells like dog. Those are some things that are really, really easy to fix. Theoretically speaking, of course, if you walk into a house that is covered with old carpet that smells like dog and you see avocados and bananas painted on the walls, of course that's going to be discouraging. But keep in mind that that can very, very easily fix, and I am happy to recommend you once again my entire group of contractors that will be able to take care of you. And here's the other thing that I think is one of my favorite things. Just like you see one of those cheesy stories, one of those cheesy scenes in a movie where, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife, when they bought their first house and they're fixing it up, those are one of the best things because you get to fix it however you like.
We didn't have a stick of furniture. We would have picnics in the living room.
And this is another important thing to consider. When you're buying a house that is already turnkey, sometimes what happens is that the seller, they spent a lot of money into renovating something that it was based on their taste. And you might actually you might be interested in purchasing the house and you don't even like those features. You might want to actually change it and renovate it. And that's when it becomes challenging for seller and buyer to meet in the middle, because sellers spend a lot of money on those renovations. you hate it and you don't want it. So when you buy a house that needs renovation, you get to fix it however you like. This was supposed to be a short video, but as you can tell, I mean, there's just so much that goes into considering home renovation. But going back to where we started, home renovation can be a very, very intricate and complicated process, but it doesn't have to be when you're working with somebody like me who's going to take really, really good care of you and is going to walk you every step of the way. I will share with you all of my resources, and I promise you that together, we will figure everything out. If you made it this far through this video, I hope you find all this information helpful. Please feel free to send me a text, email, give me a call if you have any further questions. I'll be happy to take good care of you. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.